morning, everybody. So, in the previous episode, I have spoken about denial, which is the first stage of grief. So, in this segment, I would speak a little bit about the other three stages, which are the anger, bargaining, and as well as depression. So, based on my live-in experience after the tragedy of my son Noah, the anger I had was more towards myself. I felt guilty. I felt also angry in terms of why did I notice the sign of his mental illness, and why didn't I educate myself about mental illness. And also I questioned myself, where did I go wrong? Why didn't I do the right thing for him? So, and also I was also angry at the public stigma about mental health, because the stigma actually doesn't help. It makes them more shameful, and they do not want to speak up about their problems and illness. So it became self-stigma. The public stigma makes the person have their self-stigma of not speaking up, not asking for help, and so on. So all this anger became energy for me to create awareness and advocacy about mental health in order to help others. So, and the other thing that helped me for not being too angry is that my son Noah also implored us in his last notes that we do not blame anyone or anything, because it's all he did it at his own will. Okay, so, and then in terms of for over the 2 years, I have been bargaining. Yeah, that's the next stage of grief, which is bargaining. There are things that I ask myself, what if I have done more? What if I had hugged him tighter and spent more time with him? What if I had seen it coming by educating myself about the illness, mental illness? And what if my family was still intact? So I question myself over and over about all those possibilities. And I also do a lot of nighttime prayers, cry to God, seeking forgiveness for what had happened, and also ask him to have Noah in my dream again, so that I can see him. I can actually cherish my time with Noah. So basically, bargaining involves revisiting every decisions that I made, including Noah's studies. Why did he had to do architecture? In terms of the business that I ventured into, do I have to do the business or a few business at once, and so on, or pursuing the materialistic things and ignoring the important thing, which is family, and as well as others involved my life consequences. So all this bargaining, wishing I could change the outcome, replayed on my mind for the first 2-3 months. Okay. Since I do not understand what happened still. So I had to do a lot of research to understand what happened and why it happened. So until I realized that I couldn't change the past, and what I can do is only learn from it. Okay. So that's the bargaining part which I had to go through. And the depressions is more of a sadness, and it came in waves. Basically came in a form of sleepless nights. Sometimes I couldn't sleep, and then I had haunting memories. Sometimes had nightmares. Okay. Nightmares about Noah, about the family, etc. And also the sadness also is due to the memories that I had, whereby when I stayed in the house, every corner, every object, and every photo became a trigger to my grief. So as a suicide loss survivor, I carried not only grief but also the weight of stigma and isolation. For the first few months, isolated myself because I do not know what happened, and I couldn't face other people or friends or when they ask the questions what happened. So then I turned myself to do writing. I wrote my journal. It became an outlet for me to express my grief, as well as it helped me breathe again. Okay, because when I write the journal, I can monitor in terms of my what do you call my situation, whether it is anger, is it depression, is it bargaining, sadness, etc. And I have to come up with my own coping mechanisms for that. So I'll share with you later on the coping mechanism in the next episodes. So the stages of grief is not a sign of weakness. It is a proof of love. So we healing begins when we stop judging grief and start embracing it. So we have to let it go. We have to experience the grief. Okay? Then we can heal ourselves. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort, but you will heal as you start to embrace it. So, okay, in the next episodes, I will cover on acceptance and a little bit about faith that guided my healing. So, thank you very much for listening.